Welcome to another edition of One-on-One with the Bearcat. This week we're sitting down with senior catcher Riley Westman. So Riley, let's go ahead and kick this off and talk about yourself just a little bit.
Senior catcher, like you said. I'm from Smithville, Missouri, which is about an hour down the road from here, south. Came in as a freshman, and I was fortunate enough to start as a freshman and won the job ever since. Here I am a senior. It flew by, but the senior year's under roll now, and I think we're kind of ready to keep going from here.
Now, what are you majoring in? What do you want to do when you get out of here?
My major is public relations. It's been a great major so far. The department's really good. I'm happy with the major I chose. I'm real into being involved and doing promotions and stuff like that. But as far as a job goes, I'm really not for sure what I want to do yet. I'm kind of hoping that once summer gets here, something will kind of fall on me, I guess. But as of right now, I'm not really for sure what I want to do.
All right, now you say you're from Smithville. What made you decide to come to Northwest? I know Smithville's a small town,
yeah,
but maybe Mizzou or maybe Mo West. Why'd you choose Northwest?
Actually, my dad is a graduate from Northwest Missouri State. He pitched here. He graduated in '79. So, growing up with him in the house, he always had nothing but good things to say about Northwest. Always spoke really highly of it, and we always came to football games and basketball games and even baseball games when I was younger because it's so close to home. But in the recruiting process, I got to know the coaching staff pretty well, and I came up here one weekend and stayed with the team and felt that the team really gelled, and I kind of felt that I fit in pretty well, so I thought it would be a good fit for me, and I'm really happy with the decision that I made.
Okay, now you said you're a senior, so can you talk about the aspect of the team, what the roles of people are, the captains?
Well, the team, before the season started, we kind of sat down and the team voted on captains, which I think, as far as the captain stance, I think that's more important that the team picked those people. Myself and John White are the two captains that the team chose, and John White he's a 4-year starter now, so he's a senior also. He's our shortstop, and like I said, I catch. Other than that, I think not only for us being captains, but we have Britt, my brother, playing first base, and this will be his 3rd year starting. He's a junior. He came in and started as a freshman, but not only off the field but on the field, he really is a big-time leader. He hits 4-hole for us, and he started every single game since he's been here. So, that's a lot of experience. For guys, knowing the other guys are comfortable on the field. So I think he's another big guy.
Now, I caught up with you earlier this year before the season actually started, and you said last season maybe the consistency part was what hurt you guys last year.
Yeah.
Now, since the season's already started and you guys have played a couple games, how did the makeup of the team look this year?
I think that we've always been a pretty tight-knit group, but this year, I don't know if it's so much more as trust, but confidence with one another. I think that this year we're kind of taking the field and not thinking, hey, let's go out there and get it done. But, I look around the infield and I know, all 9 guys that we have out there, they're going to go out there and get it done, give it everything they got, and I really don't have to worry about anybody else. Or not that I should worry about anybody else, but it's almost like we get out there and, hey, things are going to take care of themselves. And, everybody just kind of believes in each other, and you just do your own thing and don't second-guess anything that's going to happen.
Now, we can see with most baseball teams, the pitching is probably the most dominant aspect of baseball. And you can see with the Kansas City Royals what happens with them.
Yeah.
So, with people like Brett, who we talked with earlier, he pitched great on Friday.
Yeah.
And they've not allowed, you guys have not allowed very many runs.
Yeah.
So does the pitching staff look really well?
I think as long as I've been here, this is probably the strongest pitching staff we've ever had. We got different guys that bring different things to the table. Like Brett, you said, he's our Friday night guy, so he's the ace of our staff. Something about him that is real important in his game is he throws a 2-seam fastball that it stays down, but it runs in on right-handed batters. So, as a batter, you're in there seeing fastball and you're wanting, to unload on it. But last second, it takes a real hard run in on your hands, and he jams a lot of guys. But he also countersets that with a slider that is a pretty important pitch to him. So for him, those are 2 big pitches. He keeps the ball down real well. Other than that, we have Joel Epley, who's a transfer from Merrimack. He's got a really good fastball, and his is a curveball. He's got a 12-6 curveball. It's right over the top, breaks late real hard. Other guys, Brian Lamers, who is a senior for us this year. He's kind of a soft-throwing lefty. I guess it would be this side over here. Mm-hmm. But he really works that changeup in there, and he kind of throws a slider with lefties up the plate. He'll start it behind their back and kind of backdoor the backside of the plate. So we do have a lot of guys that bring a lot to the table, and I think in the past what hurt us was our relief pitching. After our starters would go as long as they could, our relief pitching wasn't we had hoped it to be. And this year, I think that, I mean, not only guys that we brought in some really good guys, but I think some guys that we had here have really stepped it up, and I think we have a really strong pitching staff that's going to help, to back up our starters that go out there to start the game for us.
Okay, now the end of February, March, April, when you guys are playing almost every single day, it seems.
Yeah.
How do you guys juggle that around with your schedule?
Well, for the most part, the teachers are real good for us to be missing class a lot, because when we are on the field so much that we have to be out of the classroom quite a bit, we get the class excuse, and we try to build a pretty good relationship with our teachers. But other than that, when the season's rolling, we're out there a couple hours before game time getting loose for that. But when it's not game day, we usually just practice, have batting practice, play catch, take a good infield, and work on anything that needs to be taken care of. Like just the other day, we had this weekend in Arkansas, and we had a couple guys that were struggling with rolling the double play. We had a couple situations to roll the double play this weekend. And like I said, John White, being one of our big leaders, it's Stevie Bush and Nick Pfeiffer. They're both competing for that starting second base job. And so he takes those two guys to the side and works on, rolling double plays on his own. So, I mean, anything that really needs work, as the season's going on and on, there's always something to be working on. So
I can throw one more question at you.
All right.
What's probably the worst thing about being a player here at Northwest?
I've been, here it is my 4th year. I mean, not to toot on Northwest's horn, but I mean, I've been really happy here. I would say the worst thing about playing at Northwest is, I would say, probably the weather, being that it's, cold a lot of the time, and you got the southern schools that are able to get outside, real early and get that good weather. Probably the weather more than anything is just having to be indoors. I mean, indoors is good because you can work on a lot of stuff, but there's only so much you can do inside. I mean, baseball's an outdoor sport, so, I mean, we love to get out there and be on the field, but I'd say probably the weather.
Was today like your first day you finally went outside?
We had some guys, we went outside and played catch outside for the first time. Today's the first time. We went down to Arkansas and we hadn't been outside once, but finally got outside today, and, it's good to be out there. So.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week on One-on-One with the Bearcat. We appreciate you being with us, Riley. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you guys next week.
That's going to do it for Bearcat Update this week. Email us at bearcatupdate@hotmail.com with any questions, concerns, or tips on how to dry clean your own dress pants so I can get them back on the show. A big special thanks to St. Francis Hospital, Bearcat Athletics, and Student Activities Council, and also Riley Westman for being on the show. Be sure to catch us every Monday through Thursday right here on Channel 8 at 7 o'clock. Until then, I'm Joe Machavecchio. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.